All right, everyone. We're live out there right now. I'm here with Henry, my man. What's up, Henry?
How you doing?
What's good, brother? What's up, man? So this is an emergency stream because my New York freaking Knicks did the unthinkable, and we got ourselves a point guard, baby. We got ourselves a point guard that we can depend on in big games, and not Derrick Rose. We got someone even better than Derrick Rose. So Kemba Walker is coming to the Garden, baby, playing with Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, playing with Derrick Rose. This was a huge signing for the Knicks. Basically, what happened was after Kemba was bought out by the OKC Thunder, he's planning to sign with the Knicks. The Knicks, I think, are going to pay him under $10 million. I believe it's a 1 year. But this is big. This is big for New York. If you're looking at the Knicks lineup right now, Kemba Walker's our starting point guard. Our shooting guard, Evan Fournier, who we signed for $78 million. Our small forward is RJ Barrett. The most improved player last year, Julius Randle, will be the power forward, obviously. And Mitch Robinson and Nerlens Noel, who we just signed Nerlens, they'll be splitting duties at center. That is a top 4 team in the East. It just is.
Yep, 100%. I think that lineup, that's a fierce competitor. I think with Thibodeau's defense, that is going to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. I'm not entirely sure anyone could beat them.
Yeah. You know, I was all sad about Reggie Bullock going to Dallas. I'm still sad about that. I haven't been able to sleep the last few nights thinking about it. But we have Taj Gibson coming back, which is big for us. And Obi Toppin's going to have another year in the league. So the Knicks right now are going to be fun. Like this tweet says right here, this is going to be a fun group to watch. We wanted Kemba Walker a few years ago. Before he went to Boston, the Knicks were rumored to want Kemba. So now that we got him, I cannot be happier, baby. And shout outs to, if you're watching right now, let's go. Get the chat popping. Let's keep it going. This is U Stadium Live. This is an emergency stream. Day 3 of free agency. We should have went live yesterday, but we're going live today. Day 3 of free agency. Hell yeah, Rob. Let's fucking go. All right, so right now, available free agents, and this is a free agency show. We're going to have our Twitter lists popping throughout, so I'll be refreshing it as we run the show. We'll see what updated news is happening in the NBA right now. But right now, available free agents, Kawhi Leonard hasn't signed yet. So the big fish in the pond, Kawhi has yet to sign. Apparently, he's taking meetings. Victor Oladipo, still available. Dennis Schroeder, still on the market. So there's still some players out there. You have Andre Iguodala, who can add value to a team. Danny Green, still yet to sign. Been rumored to go to L.A., but that's not official yet. Another sniper out there, J.J. Redick, still available. You have guys like Justice Winslow and Lauri Markkanen, who's a restricted free agent, but still available. Avery Bradley. So there are players right now that can help you win if you're an NBA team looking to make a splash next year and make a potential run to the finals. So, Henry, what about your Chicago Bulls, man? You guys got the big boy yesterday.
DeMar DeRozan is now a Chicago Bull. Bulls sent over a first-round pick and a second, I believe. There's more details. I just can't remember. But I am very happy about that. I think that the Bulls are back. I think that just Alonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, front court or back court. I forget which one. I think it's a front court.
Front court.
Yeah. And then a DeRozan, Williams, even Wendell Carter Jr. can make an impact. I think that's a great starting 5. I think with Coach Billy Donovan, they'll be able to just get back to where the 96 dominance was. Not too the
Oh,
level.
I don't know about that, man. I think you're
Not
going
to
a little.
like
I
they're
think
going to win 6 rings in a row. I think that they're going to be a contender. I think they're going to be back in business, basically.
yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't know about 96, man. It's going a little bit on a limb there, brother. But
I can hope.
this just came out. So the New Orleans Pelicans apparently wanted their boy Chris Paul back and offered him a 3-year, $100 million contract. Obviously, he ended up going back to the Suns on a $120 million contract with $78 million guaranteed. So this was interesting, though. This sort of just popped up recently. So this is just some breaking news in the NBA world. Right now, yesterday we had some big signings. There's still some big signings to be had. As we said a few days ago, Kawhi Leonard has not yet tipped his cap. We don't know where he wants to go yet. It's apparently the Clippers, but with Kawhi Leonard, you really never know where he's thinking. Victor's still available. Oladipo, Paul Millsap, a player who last year was on Denver. Good quality NBA player, still out there. Kelly Oubre hasn't yet signed with a team. So there's still players out here that you can build a team around. I'm a big fan of Frank Kaminsky. I don't know if you like him or not, but Henry, but I like Frank Kaminsky. I think he's a very underrated player who has some value in today's game. He's a stretch center. And then other centers on the market, Enes Kanter. He was on the Knicks for a little bit. That's my guy, man. He wanted to fight LeBron, so I'm always gonna love that guy. He beefed it up with LeBron. Stanley Johnson, an underrated guard, still available on the market. Hasn't gotten really an opportunity yet. One of those summer camp studs. But yeah, let's refresh right now. Let's see what's going on. If you're if you're in the chat, drop a what's up out there. Getting this flowing right now. All right, what do we got out
there
here?
were some signings this morning, more than just Walker. John Collins is headed to the Atlanta Hawks again. 5 years, $125 million.
Yeah, John Collins. The Hawks had his restricted rights, and no one wanted to match that. So the Hawks got him on their deal. Here that is, big extension, 5-year, $125 million. Good for John Collins. He was a boss in Atlanta last year. So yeah, this is another one. So OKC traded for Walker in the 16th pick in the July draft and already flipped that for 2 future firsts in a draft night deal. Remaining value for OKC allows them to distribute minutes. So OKC's constantly playing with the picks and their GM always does a pretty good job of stacking them up for the future. Thing with OKC is, when is the future gonna be here? When are they gonna be able to get to the next level? So yeah, there we go, baby. The homecoming. That's my guy right there. I'm so freaking happy the Knicks got him. You know, I'm not a huge Kemba Walker fan, but we needed a point guard. So the fact that now we have someone that can come into the Garden that can spark some energy out there. Kemba Walker is from the Bronx, New York. May B-Day like me. Both Tauruses. Let's go. So Kemba, baby. Kemba's gonna have an interesting experience playing in New York, where he's from. So hopefully we get into some big games. Him and D Rose can boss it out there.
The question is, where does Emmanuel Quickley fit into this new look next?
Very good question. So I think what you're going to see is Derrick Rose is not going to be someone that you want to give big minutes to. He was used up dramatically last year. I mean, he couldn't finish some games. We were tipping him to 40 minutes some nights, or 30 plus. So what you want to do with D Rose is you want to preserve him as best you can, and then Emmanuel, you want him to come in to take up a lot of the scoring in the third quarter or whatnot. So Emmanuel's someone that when Kemba's out of the game because his minutes are up and D Rose is playing his, you can have Quickly come in as sort of like your third scorer. The thing that I'm more concerned is, what does this do with RJ Barrett? RJ Barrett's someone who's trying to come into I think now it's his third season, and he's trying to figure out exactly how does he fit into the scope of this Knicks team. He wants more looks, he wants more shots. So how does this affect RJ Barrett more than I would say Emmanuel Quickly? Quickly's your sixth man, so he'll be someone that you'll keep out there as your sixth sort of guy off the bench. But RJ Barrett now, because Randall's still there.
Right.
So you only have one basketball. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that dynamic plays out.
I'm sure Tom Thibodeau has a plan for these Knicks, and I'm excited to watch them.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, Kemba signs with the Knicks. This is a big one. NBA free agency still underway. We're on day 3 right now. There's really nothing really happening right now outside of Chris Paul got this deal apparently off this deal offer from the New Orleans Pelicans, which he obviously didn't take. We have Woj reporting and dropping bombs as always. John Collins, the restricted free agent, signed for $125 million going back to the Atlanta Hawks. So that was a big move for Atlanta. They get there 2, I would say. But like we were saying the other night, can John Collins be your second best player on a championship team? Or will the Hawks have to find another 2 eventually and put John Collins as the third best player on your squad? But yeah, you're listening to U Stadium Live. Again, we got 30 strong right now, but keep them in if you're watching. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Throw in a chat below. It's early for us. We usually go live at like 7 or 8, but we want to just do a quick emergency stream for Kemba Walker. Going to the New York Knicks in a complete surprise move. Nobody thought this was going to happen. There was not one reporter that even rumored Kemba going to the Knicks. So this is a huge move for New York and Knicks fans around the world. So yeah, so free agents still available. Henry, I'm going to read you off a few guys. Let me know who you would like best. Let's see what you got here. We have JJ Redick, Danny Green, or Avery Bradley. Who you signing? Avery Bradley, JJ Redick, or Danny Green? You have to sign one. Who you got?
I think you go Danny Green. I think he's just so good at 3-ball. And I think that's a great contribution to have on any team. I'd sign him.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably, I'm telling you right now, I think JJ Redick is very underrated. He's a player that can go to a team, can drop some 3 balls, and I think he's a great locker room guy. So I really am a big JJ Redick fan. I'm surprised he's not signed yet. I'm actually going to look right now to see where the rumors are for him. But yeah, JJ Redick, yeah, could a reunion happen with the Philadelphia 76ers? There's reports saying that's a possibility. Do the Lakers want to bring in JJ Redick? So Shed Sports, our guy out there. All right. Isaiah Thomas to Boston, please.
Oh, I didn't get that reunion.
Huh?
I think that'd be a great reunion. I think that's a perfect fit.
Yeah, I think so too. But I don't know, man. Isaiah's had a little bit of an injury past, injury-ridden past. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something that Boston's going to want to take on and give him a long-term deal. But I could see them bringing him in for 1 or 2 years and him trying to spark it back up there. People don't remember. I mean, some do, some don't. But Isaiah was lighting it up when he was in Boston that 1 year. I mean, you're talking about he had some MVP votes that year. So, so free agents that I really like that maybe others don't as much. I love myself some Frank Kaminsky. I think he's someone that if you give him a nice incentive-laden deal, he'll be able to offer some value. Lauri Markkanen is still a player out there that's yet to sign, coming from Chicago, young player, 24 years old, stretch 4, can hit outside shots, can hit the 3-ball. Really, really solid player. And I like lemon pepper Lou, baby. I love myself some wings. I'm not a lemon pepper wings guy. I like them, the spicier the better. But lemon pepper Lou is still out there. So I don't know where Lou Williams is going to go. I'll say this: he's definitely going to go to a contender. He may go back to Atlanta, but we don't know what those rumors are yet and how they're shaping out. But what else we got out here? We got People are starting to sign up. Yesterday we had the big signing with DeMar DeRozan, Holmes,
Mm-hmm.
Rashawn Holmes signed back with the Sacramento Kings, which was big. Spencer Dinwiddie signed with with the Wizards, which is
Yeah,
big. I mean, that was a surprise signing, man. I didn't know that he was going to go to Washington, but it's nice. Him and Beal, that's a combo right there. That's a combo that could give you potentially 60 a night, honestly.
absolutely. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree.
Bryn Forbes.
Bryn
I,
Forbes.
I don't know about that one right there. And we
Um,
have also yesterday we had Devontae Graham actually moved actually to the Pelicans. We thought he was going to stay, but Charlotte didn't keep him, so he's going from Charlotte to New Orleans, which is big for them. Very, very good shooter, 26 years old. Doug McDermott went to Sacramento yesterday, which was big from the Pacers. We talked about Caruso going to the Bulls, and speaking of the Bulls, that is a team that in the East is really gonna challenge a lot of teams. It's gonna challenge teams like the Knicks. It'll challenge teams like the Hawks. So the Bulls being in a pretty weak Eastern Conference, which with them in the East now won't be so weak. The Bulls are going to be a team to reckon with next year, and I'm a little bit worried as a Knicks fan about the Bulls. Might get some of those old rivalries back there. So,
Frankie, if you had to, who is your winner and your loser of free agency thus far? If you had to pick one.
Winners and losers. Okay. My winners of free agency are the Chicago Bulls, who we're just talking about. You go from a team that was in no position really to contend, or even people were not considering them to contend at all. Their odds to win the title before free agency were like some of the lowest in the NBA. Now you have Lonzo Ball, you have Alex Caruso, and you have the big fish of this free agency that was actually available, which is DeMar DeRozan. So you stacked up that card nicely. And you have Zach LaVine, who's very good. Had a nice night the other night in the Olympics. By the way, shout out to USA. We're in the semis, baby. We got a big one coming up. But yeah, and they just really need to play ball, I would say. Lonzo's a legitimate point guard. DeRozan can drop 25 to 30 any given night. And then Zach LaVine dropped almost 30 last year. So that's yeah. So that team right there is going to be super interesting next year. The losers, and not to hate too much, but the Denver Nuggets, again, like, you have to do something to contend in this in the Western Conference. I like Austin Rivers, but it's not enough. I'm telling everyone right now, I don't think Joker, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr., I don't think that's enough to contend in the West. The West is tough right now. You got the Lakers, obviously. You have the Suns coming off their finals performance. You have the Warriors. Klay Thompson's coming back into the Western Conference. So it's just the Nuggets just didn't do enough. They didn't really put themselves in a position to compete with those top teams. Utah as well. I mean, like, I don't know. I wanted Utah to do a little bit more. I thought that if they were able to bring in a few assets that could really help them get over the top. I mean, they did sign Hassan Whiteside yesterday. They got back Mike Conley, but they signed Rudy Gay. I mean, come on. Like, I would go after some of these players that are available now. Like Utah or Denver should look at Victor Oladipo, should look at Dennis Schroeder, should look at maybe even a Justice Winslow or Lou Williams. Someone to come in and spark up that team a bit. It's too dry out, in Denver and Utah, literally. So it's You know what I mean? It's slim pickings at this point, but there's still some players you can bring in to really spark things up.
Mhm.
And someone we didn't talk about, I'm not sure if you're a big fan of this player, Henry, but Reggie Jackson, man. Reggie Jackson's a boss.
Yeah,
So
it is.
he's someone that we haven't discussed yet. But if a team brings in Reggie Jackson, they have themselves a legitimate wing scorer. So we'll see how that plays out as free agency continues. But other players that are still available, we have is Josh Hart still available. The Cleveland Wonder, Matthew Dellavedova, still out there.
Do you think Frank Ntilikina will land on his feet somewhere, or you think he's done? He already had a shot. He missed it.
I don't know, man. Ntilikina's like someone who just doesn't fit in today's NBA. He's not an aggressive scoring type. He's not the best distributor with the basketball. He's a defender, which is nice, but that's about it. It doesn't really fit in today's game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you think he's like the 90s?
Yeah, he's a 90s kind of player. So he's not someone that I think is going to really command much in free agency, you know, because of his lack in ability to score. He's, you know, these guys today, you need a bag. You need a way to create space. You need to be able to, you know, hit threes. And Frank Ntilikina doesn't do that.
Sure.
The Knicks gave him as much of a chance as anybody, but I don't see a team really going out of their way for Frank Ntilikina, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah.
But he could find him. He could land himself a 1 or 2 year deal somewhere.
I think there's probably a demand for him in Europe. So,
yeah, I could see that as well. Absolutely. Yeah, so players still available. Reggie Jackson, I just popped in here. The Nuggets are interested in Reggie Jackson, so that'd be nice if Reggie goes to Denver. The Knicks were interested apparently as well, but with Kemba coming to town, there's only one basketball, so I don't see that happening at this point. But you have the Celtics are talking apparently in-house. That just came out about Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson had a really good playoffs last year. So he's someone with the Clippers last year that really made a name for himself. And I could see him getting a nice deal somewhere. Leaked footage shows Jackson Hayes excessively tased by police. What the hell is this?
What?
Oh boy.
Oh my.
All right, where's the NBA news? Oh, it's Obama's birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, we got that. But where's the NBA news? We need more freaking news out here.
Yeah, there was something here.
Unreal. But yeah, so right now, free agents that are available, updated as of yesterday. We have Kawhi Leonard still available. Lauri Markkanen, restricted free agent, still available. Reggie Jackson still freaking available. I think he's going for a big one. Reggie Jackson, a nice contract. Just speaking about him. Avery Bradley, I believe, is looking to sign with the Lakers. I mean, who isn't at this point?
Yeah.
But Avery Bradley right now is rumored with the Lakers, but the Celtics apparently want him, bring him back there. So they're weighing their options at this point. Kelly Oubre available. Lou Williams, Paul Millsap. So we have some players here. And one of my favorites, as I was discussing about him earlier, JJ Redick, still out there. So I think if you're a team that is looking for a big time shooter in big time moments, JJ, Danny Green, even Lou Williams, Avery Bradley makes sense.
Sure.
The issue becomes when you're a team like the Lakers or the Nets, you really have filled out your roster mostly at this point. So if they're not looking at JJ or Danny at this point, they were never going to look at them. So so this kid, we got to look at me. The money is pretty much spent except sign-in trades. Yeah, exactly. Yep, totally there. Yeah, mid-level exceptions. The money's basically done for the Lakers. I don't know where the hell the Nets are getting all this money. I know Brooklyn. I know with the government out here in New York, they're giving you nice PPP packages, but how the hell are the Nets signing everyone underneath the sun at this point? So they got Blake back, they got Patty Mills yesterday, so they're going to be it's going to be an interesting ride for them into the NBA Finals, I would say. Let's go updated. Let's see this updated list. All righty. Kemba Walker, New York native, will be a Knick. Yep. Leslie. All right. There's not much going on, but let's get Henry. Is there an updated free agency list? Do you have anything there?
So I have like people who signed. We've got John Collins to the Hawks, Chris Paul to the Suns, 104 years, 120 million. Kind of a dumb deal considering he'd be 40 when the deal expires, but he's staying in Phoenix. Jared Allen, 5 years, 100 million, stay with the Cavaliers. Norman Powell back to Portland. Kyle Lowry to the Heat. Duncan Robinson also to the Heat. That's big money for an undrafted free agent. There's $90 million there for 5 years. DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball, both to the Bulls. Evan Fournier to the Knicks. Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Mavericks. Mike Conley stays in Utah. Dinwiddie to Washington. And those are really the notable ones. Those have all over 60 million. Just a lot of money being shelled out to these players.
Yeah, I have a list right here. I'm going to pop it up. But Javi says, Frankie, do you think the Heat will be doing another move? I do. Yeah, I do. The Heat at this point didn't get DeMar DeRozan, which is someone that they wanted. So obviously the Heat were looking at adding another score on the wing. So I think the Heat at this point definitely are looking at maybe signing one more of these guys that we were talking about before. Mm-hmm. So you can see them maybe going after a Danny Green or maybe a Dennis Schroeder. So don't be surprised if the Heat make a move today or tomorrow in this free agency. So the Heat set themselves up nicely, though. I mean, you have Bam obviously there with Jimmy Buckets. You have Tyler Hero, who's got another year, and Kyle Lowry. But I don't know. Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Buckets, Bam, and Hero, and they got Markieff Morris also. Is that enough to beat the? Is that enough to beat the?
I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I don't know. I'm glitching out. I can't hear anything you're saying.
All right. Am I alive?
Yes, you are. There we go.
All right. Sorry about that. My computer just lost connection.
She started repeating LeBron's name about 50 times. It was quite funny.
My stream is all effed up. My stream was messed up all day, actually. I was trying to go live earlier. Did the Heat? Wait, the Heat didn't make the Heat don't have any rights to Victor. So I was saying that before. Hold on, I'm just getting my headphones all situated. I can't hear you guys. Henry, I'm going to pop out. I'll pop back in.
All right. So you're live with U Stadium. Frankie's got technical difficulties. We're still here. We're breaking down free agents and talking NBA. U Stadium, if you're not aware, is the #1 place for sports fans. Download our app, give us a like, subscribe. do all that stuff. And yeah, let's just wait on Frankie. We apologize for technical difficulties. Wi-Fi is a bitch. Chris Paul here we have on the screen here. We got Chris Paul, who is offered by the Pelicans, which is an interesting reunion might have happened. Oh, I'm all big screen now. Ooh, fun. But yes, that could have been an interesting thing. But ultimately, he signed back with the Suns, which 4 years, $120 million, as I mentioned before. Free DeMar DeRozan to the Bulls. Lonzo Ball also the Bulls. It's a nice addition for the new look Billy Donovan, Arturas Karnisovas Bulls. The Knicks made headlines this morning. We've got some new news. We've got I thought we did, or we might not have. My bad. I misread a Woj tweet. But yes, the new look. Arturas Karnisovas has been doing a masterclass. I think he's my winner in free agency. I'm not saying that because I'm a Bulls fan. I think it's really been just a great job of adding stars, finding money, just building a team that's set up to be good for the future. I think that's something that's being done there. And the Knicks, right, that's what I was saying. The Knicks, Kemba Walker, definitely a good thing. Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel. That's a pretty good six lineup. I think the Knicks they aren't going anywhere. They're not the 2013 fielding Nemanja Bjelica or something Knicks anymore. They're back, I think. Magic and Mo Wagner agreed to a 2-year deal. I have seen nothing of that, but there is something. Free agent center Tony Bradley has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Chicago Bulls. I don't really know who Tony Bradley is. But he's on the Bulls now. He's a center, according to Woj. Another addition for the Bulls, and it seems like they're not done. Maybe a little bit of MLE deals, a little sign and trades. Yeah. What else we got here? We got John Collins had signed a 5-year, $125 million deal. Stay with the Hawks. He and Trae Young are going to be the two backbones, face of Atlanta. The question is, do the Hawks go back with Quinn Snyder? Do they return to the level they are? Is Trae Young cemented into this star player? I think so. And I think that the fact that there's a storyline in which that the Knicks dislike him, all the Knicks fans can't stand Trae Young. I think he's the new villain of the NBA in a sense when it comes to New York. And that's definitely something good. I think the NBA can capitalize off that. I think that Trae Young is a great, great scorer. He's really just nimble and versatile with his ball skills. And I think John Collins off the back, off the glass, I think he can also. I think the Hawks are in for some good success. But Frankie's computer has died. So we are going to head off. Thank you all for tuning in. The U Stadium app is a great place. I recommend it highly. Make sure you're leaving a like, subscribe if you haven't. And we will be back as soon as we can. Break down more NBA, break down NFL, talk sports, have fun, Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.